This week proved that. More controversy, especially in the Purdue game. In the third quarter, Lorenzo Neal ejected for targeting, and it seemed to be, at best, a close call. Now, you were in L.A. this weekend. You're with Mike Pereira, who's widely seen as one of the best in the business when it comes to understanding all the rules of the game. How did he simplify for you the actual way that we should look at what targeting is?
Well, actually, it was the play that we just watched right there. We were all watching the Purdue game, and it came up, and I said, Mike, talk to me about this. And he said, well, the first thing you need to understand is there's actually two rulings on targeting. The first one is hitting with the crown of the helmet. And the college rule is a little bit more lax in the NFL rule. The college rule is from the top of the face mask back is the crown of the helmet. And you hit a player anywhere. If I hit you in the leg, in the back, the stomach, that is 15-yard penalty, and that can be targeting. You can be ejected. The second one is the one that's obviously a little bit more talked about, and that's where you hit a defenseless player. Now, the rolling on this is you can hit a defenseless player with your hand, your forearm, you know, any body part, from the neck up. From the neck up, I hit a guy, fall into him. You can be called for 15 yards and targeting and get ejected. Now, it is reviewable. Both of these are reviewable, but very few times do they really come back and change the call on it.
Yeah, for me, I agree with what the officials are saying, and I don't see how it's called. It's a tough play. It's in the heat of battle. I disagree with what the current penalty is, which is I set out the remainder of the current half and then an additional half. I think that's way too much. You get 48 promised college football games to you for 4 years. You get 12 a season promised to you. How about we lax the penalty limit to 15 minutes of game time? Almost like a hockey penalty box concept. So if I got a targeting call in minute 7 of the first quarter, I'd be out till minute 7 of the second quarter. And I think that would get the point across. At the same time, it wouldn't penalize players that much.
So you'd be standing next to me, I would give me 15 minutes to yell at you. Think about that during the whole game. That would be beautiful. I like your idea, Jay.
It's not a bad idea.
I might want to retract that with being my coach.
You know how I would like to see it? I mean, and talking to Mike in the studio about it, the toughest thing is, are you truly, is there intent to harm an individual? And I think that, in some of these players, the Purdue situation, I don't believe there was intent to harm. 15-yard penalty, give them that. But to be ejected on that play, I don't see it. I would like to see that part of it somehow reduced way down. You better be 100% sure that this player was trying to harm another player before you eject him.
I think the intent is huge. You watch that Wisconsin game late Friday night against Utah State, where one of the better Utah State defenders was making a play on the ball, and the plane of the helmet of the receiver goes down into the plane of where he's tackling him. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't think the intent is to hurt him, and he's actually not really leading with his head. He's leading with his shoulder. It does hit him above the face mask. So I understand the rule. I understand that. But his intent was not really to hurt that individual, and as the receiver's head dropped, it came into the plane of the individual.
And intent, too, is such a gray area. I mean, to be able to say, I know what you were trying to do, it's so
like that
fuzzy.
And you know the other thing they're battling, too, which doesn't get talked about, is the whole concussion issue right now, which is such a big topic. That's always comes up behind the scenes in discussion. Are we doing enough to help?
Which is why the concept of the targeting penalty is great. Of course, you can do something to make the game safer. You should. But it just feels like with these ejections, make it so much harder on someone who really might not have been trying to do something that bad in the first place.